Hi, welcome back to the shed. I'm speaking into 4 different microphones as we speak. You know why? Because I'm 4 times as important as everyone, everywhere, all the time. We're back for another fun time in the shed. We got Buddy in here and he's healthfully sleeping. So we'll talk about some odds and ends, interesting encounters that we've had. We have a PSA in here someplace that you really do, like we may be overfeeding you on artificial intelligence, but you do probably want to listen to this segment anyway. Might help you. And a bunch of other fun stuff that is definitely worth your time in the garden or as you're trying to fall asleep or whatever you do while you're listening to this thing. Stick with us. Here we go. I just wanted to mention that I saw a thing that I think you guys could get in on the ground floor with here in Canada. It's franchise guys. It was a vending machine that sold fresh pizza. Like you put in money and after X minutes, a hot, fresh pizza comes out.
So it's got to have...
I have pictures.
A really hot oven in the back.
Yeah, I don't know if it was microwaved. I believe they said it didn't seem to be. It seemed to be oven cooked.
Yeah, because it would be, if it's microwaved, it's always going to be wet, floppy.
Didn't McDonald's do a microwave pizza?
Probably lots of people have done it, but I think this vending machine was not microwave.
Yeah, I've seen those. Yeah,
have you?
Well, I've seen them in the news in Japan, some years ago now.
Well, this was in France. Coincidentally,
that you actually saw
near the laundromat. I didn't see it. Some other people saw it, and I said, "Cool, take pictures because I'm going to talk about that." And some local came by and said, "There's a guy in the back that's doing it." There's no guy in the back. It's just a stack of frozen pizzas of various types. And it's just like a big record player. You select one and it drops it onto the thing and cooks it and spits it out into a box.
Interesting.
Just holy dine. They said it was really good. So mind you, 120 kilometers, anything tastes pretty good.
So about 25 years ago, I think, roughly, in Central Park, they have that pitch and putt.
Uh-huh.
I went in the little clubhouse. There was a French fries vending machine.
Ooh.
Yeah. I never checked it out, so I'll never know how it was, but I thought that was pretty fascinating. Like, do they really have some oil in there?
Yeah.
Just dunk them in the oil? More likely, I guess there's a heat lamp involved somehow, or...
Yeah,
you would
really think. Know. Like those McCain's fries that you put into the oven, right?
Yeah.
They're just oven cooked. They're not deep fried.
It didn't last long. Because I thought it was so fascinating. I think I went back the next year and it was
already
not there
gone.
Anymore.
Yeah, well, So dance. I have a dance story. So finally, we reached the apogee of our achievements on Saturday and danced at...
Madison Square Garden?
The Vancouver Playhouse. Pretty close.
Whoa, nice. It's a nice theater.
Really a professional theater.
Yeah.
They had professional sound and lighting guys for sure.
Yeah.
I went on and on with Moby earlier about how fun it was to stand backstage while we waited for our turn for our rehearsal.
I saw the video you did.
Video.
We'll post that video.
So cool. Just listening to them converse the text back and forth.
Yeah.
And you could look one way and see the performers on the stage doing their thing, but looking at each other, looking for their position, doing the things we do.
Yeah.
And then you could look to your right and see the monitor, the view from the audience, where you don't really notice them doing all that stuff.
Oh,
so cool looking back and forth and then hearing the sound cues and the lighting cues being just spoken as they went, and she ticks off,
Wow.
Those kinds of things.
Yeah.
So cool. Anyway,
when you panned the camera and there's a group of dancers waiting off stage, that looked so cool.
Yeah. That was another group ahead of us.
Yeah.
That was really cool being backstage at a professional theater with professional crew on it.
Yeah.
Really very cool.
And you guys look pretty good out there.
We did our thing, and we did look pretty good. I was telling Moby earlier, too. On the stage, there's marks that people have put down, little bits of tape.
Yep.
So much easier to do your spacing when there's just a mark you move to at a given point. And so our spacing was way better than it normally is, because we normally just practice in a schoolyard where there are no marks.
Nice.
And it all went quite well. We got a nice round of applause. And the fun anecdote, so I was sitting way up in the balcony. We had assigned seating. So we finish our thing, and I go up there, and I'm making my way to my seat to sit down. And there's 2 younger Chinese guys, probably 14-year-olds sitting right in front of me at the balcony level. And one of them sees me coming in my part of my costume.
Uh-huh.
He says, "Oh, was that you? Were you just down there? Were you just do that?" And he puts his fist up for a fist bump. So
Feels
I
good.
pump his fist and we start talking for a while. And then, we got to the usual thing, like, how did I end up doing this? And I said, if you'd asked me, and I say this all the time, if you'd asked me 20 years ago, the top 10 things I never imagined I would be doing in this life, Chinese cultural dancing was number one. And the kid says, well, good side quest anyways. Which I just thought was so fun. So fun. These two guys, I don't know, they were very engaging young guys. I don't know why they were stuck in this long...
They were from where?
Houston.
Texas. Speaking about China, just a very tenuous connection here. I watched a great video on YouTube yesterday have you ever seen stuff put on by the Smarter Everyday guy?
I don't think so. No.
He's an American. He's an engineer, so he does things like, I don't know, filming bullets in ultra slow motion or all kinds of interesting stuff like that. He did one on manufacturing in the U.S. versus China. He's aware of the whole issue with barbecues. You know those barbecue brushes?
Yep. And the steel comes out and you ingest them and die.
You're not supposed to use the old kind with the bristles anymore, or if you do use them, they're all labeled discard after 1 year. Because I guess they engineer in enough strength into them that the likelihood of a bristle falling out increases over time. And anyway, if there was something about, he's been fascinated about the whole whatever happened to American manufacturing question. And one of the key points he made was Tim Cook was doing a speech about 8 years ago, and he said, there's something you guys need to understand that a lot of people don't understand. We don't build stuff in China because labor is cheap. We build stuff in China because it's the only place that really knows tooling. And what this Smarter Everyday guy decided, his first name is Destin. I don't know his last name. Destin decided to try to manufacture something completely in the USA, a barbecue brush. And the design of this barbecue brush is essentially a 4-inch circle with chainmail over it.
Yeah.
And above the chainmail is sponginess.
Yeah.
And then hook up a handle to that. And now you got this chainmail scraping your barbecue with the sponge kind of pushing it down around the parts. So that's his whole design. And this entire video is about how he's going to find, where can he get this part? Where can he get that part? He's getting assurances from suppliers. Yeah, we can build them in the States. And then he looks in the fine print and they're from China. He gets an Indian supplier for the chainmail. And for the second, some chainmail comes from the States. Some of the chainmail comes from India. He goes, well, at least it's not China, right? So he orders from them. The boxes arrive. There's Chinese printing on them. It just goes on and on and on. But he talks to and interviews tool and die makers, a dying breed in the U.S., and I'm sure even more dying in Canada.
Yeah.
And these are the guys who, it's not making the parts, it's making the parts that make the parts.
Yeah,
that's the hard part.
Yeah.
The machines.
Yeah.
Yeah. The stampers, all that stuff.
Yeah, and there's a lot of machines that are ready to go with, what do they call it? Something injection molds?
Yeah.
Something injection molds. They got the parts that can push two things together and then spray the fluid into them to harden. But it's the little things that you hook up to the injection molds that are custom for your part.
Yeah.
Making those is really hard.
Yeah.
And you got to make them, try them, realize what's wrong with them, and then make a new one. And sometimes you make them by 3D printing metal. And anyway, there's a whole bunch to it. Very fascinating video. And I'll send you guys the link and put a note in the show notes.
I thought, yeah, that kind of makes sense because pretty much a whole great big chunk of the history of manufacturing in China is knockoff. And so you get really good at creating tools to mock a pattern that somebody else did.
It's worse than that. He explained it. When you get your great idea to make something, and he gave an example of a barbecue torch.
Yeah.
They're all the rage now, right? Like you can just light up your kindling with your torch, right?
Okay.
He says, you get a perfect design. You think it through. You design it right here in the U.S., he says, because that's where he is. What do? You send your design to China, right?
Yeah.
And China sets up the tooling, okay? And then they set up the tooling, and you're renting the use of the tooling and paying them a fee per hour. But you only have a certain market, right? So you use them for 8 hours or 10 hours a day or whatever you need for your market.
They still got the whole thing.
Yeah.
They got everything there, and they start making them at night.
Yeah.
And then the knockoff brands are way, way cheaper because they didn't have to do any of that design work.
Yeah.
They already have a tool, a die, a thing
It's all
ready to go. And now they're selling for half of what you sell. And there's a process with Amazon where you can get them taken down, and they're way faster than you are.
Yeah.
They just keep flying at you. There's no way you can keep them off Amazon. Amazon seems to take weeks to approve a request to take something down. It's just...
Because it's not really in Amazon's interest to reduce traffic.
Right.
For any reason.
So this guy's point, so he does, at the end of this video, he does a pitch. Okay, I'm going to try and sell you on this, which is really fun because he basically is doing an advertisement with all the kind of techniques that you use in advertising to get to really persuade. And he goes, just go to this link, and I'll have a link below the video, and you can go in there, you can buy one. If it says it's sold out, that means that we're doing better than we thought. And then, so sure enough, I went in there and it's sold out, but you can pre-order the next batch, $75 US for a barbecue scrubber.
Holy shit.
If he was a real guy, he would put a link into Temu or whatever site in China selling the knockoff version so you could see the price difference. And he would then make a nationalist pitch.
Yeah. But it's too soon. Like he literally just started selling it.
Yeah.
So it's too soon. And because it's being made in the US, they don't have the Chinese guys just using the same equipment.
He did end up making, I misunderstood.
Yeah, he succeeded. There are some things that they still have to work on.
75 bones though. You kind of think, okay, tariffs are supposed to grow domestic industry.
Yeah,
the price differential between that thing made in the States and that thing made outside the States.
That's $105 Canadian.
It's got to be
right?
huge.
So
difference.
if he didn't have a very successful YouTube channel, he wouldn't have a market, right? So people watch this YouTube, and he says that. He says, I understand this is a hard process, but he talks about all kinds of things happening, like apprenticeship programs starting. You know, he's a naturally optimistic guy. You'll see when you see his video, it's just built into him. But he thinks that the U.S. can get going again, and it'd be nice to see Canada do the same kind of stuff. They didn't think it was the cheap labor. The costs were all about the lack of tooling, the lack of people who know how to do tooling, having to search all over the place. If there were already good tooling people in place, it still would have cost quite a bit. But Chinese labor is not cheap anymore.
Is it not?
No, but it's not as expensive as U.S. union labor or Canadian union labor. But it's not cheap like, $2 an hour cheap, right? It's not like that anymore.
Yeah, I got lots of time, and I want to mention this thing because it was fun. On the tour, the ladies of Kent. One of those ladies of Kent had an aunt, and the aunt was in the, what business? The film business.
Mm-hmm.
So have you guys ever heard of a book called The 7 Pillars of Wisdom?
Rings a bell, but...
Maybe.
So this aunt was an AD or an assistant of some sort on the set of Lawrence of Arabia when it was being made.
Wow.
And at that time, the movie was tentatively titled The 7 Pillars of Wisdom because it's based on the book that T.E. Lawrence wrote about his experiences in the Middle East. And this aunt of hers said to the director, we got to talk about nobody's going to go see a movie called The 7 Pillars of Wisdom. Nobody's going to do that. You should just call it Lawrence of Arabia because that was what he was popularly known as. So they changed the title. It was that woman's aunt.
Wow.
Isn't that fun?
6 degrees of separation. Skinny.
I thought that was so cool.
Very cool. Yeah. Hey, can I do Julianne Kepke?
Yeah, I have no idea who Julianne Kepke is.
Julianne Kepke is a remarkable person. I can't remember where I heard about it, but I read her YouTube article. So she's on the 1971 Lanza Flight 508 across the Amazon.
Okay.
The plane is struck by lightning at 10,000 feet above the ground. She's strapped to her seat, and her bank of seats, there's 3 of them, gets kicked out of the plane by the lightning strike. So now she's in midair, strapped into her seat still, with 2 seats beside her, and she just starts plummeting. And they think that somewhere along the way, that seat got in a rotation, kind of like started spinning quickly, kind of like one of those seeds you see fall from a tree.
Maple tree seed.
Yeah. She lands on the Amazonian forest down below, which cushions her fall, plunks down onto the ground, unbuckles herself, and gets out. She's the sole survivor.
Wow. Why haven't we heard more of that?
Exactly. She suffered numerous injuries, including a concussion, a broken collarbone, a torn knee ligament. She survived 11 days alone in the Peruvian Amazon rainforest until she found a lumberjack camp.
Yeah, she walked herself out. I saw this story someplace, and it's just...
Her parents were zoologists, and they had given her experience in survival.
Really?
Right? So she knew how to survive, because apparently some other people had the exact similar experience and actually landed alive on the ground, but had injuries and didn't know what to do and just died. Right?
Wow.
From the same plane?
Yeah.
From the same plane.
Oh.
That's really nutty to me. That I had heard that story somewhere on social media, and it is kind of like, and they had pictures of this person too. Just
what year is this?
Oh, it's 1970
1971.
Somewhere back
While
there.
in the jungle, she dealt with severe insect bites and an infestation of botfly larvae in her injured arm.
Lovely.
Yeah.
After 9 days, she was able to find an encampment that had been set up by local lumberjacks. A few hours later, the returning lumberjacks found her, poured gasoline onto her wound, and used a canoe to transport her for 11 hours to a more inhabited area. And she was then airlifted to a hospital.
Jesus.
Made it through the whole thing. Now, she says, I had nightmares for a long time, for years. And of course, the grief about my mother's death, who was on the plane with her, and that of the other people came back again and again. The thought, why was I the only survivor, haunts me. It always will. So, after she recovered from her injuries, she assisted search parties in locating the crash site and recovering the bodies of victims. Her mother's body was discovered 6 months later or something. Now, she returns to her parents' native West Germany. She studies biology at the same university of her parents. She receives a doctorate from the University of Munich, returns to Peru and conducts research in mammalogy, specializing in bats. So she studies bats. Published her thesis, Ecological Study of a Bat Colony in the Tropical Rainforest of Peru. She marries an entomologist who specializes in parasitic wasps. And she's currently a librarian at the Bavarian State Collection of Zoology in Munich. She's written an autobiography. Book won a literature prize. That's it. Just fascinating life. Like, just remarkable. A, that she survives. B, that she knows how to survive. C, that she goes back and assists in the rescue of everything, and then goes on to be a biologist from the same university their parents were.
I kind of wonder if it would be too much of a stretch to argue that lightning stroke's best thing that ever happened to her.
In some ways, maybe.
Yeah.
But she still suffers with it a little bit.
Yeah, but she had familiarity. She had a reason to go back. She knew what she was going to be dealing with when she went back to study bats and marry an entomologist who was also there. Mm-hmm. I don't know what her income from her book probably is, but if it's a meaningful part of her income, that's only because of that lightning. You know what I mean? It's just, I wonder. Wow. I didn't know all that after part. I only knew that had happened and that somebody actually survived. I even think I knew about the bot flies. I saw that somewhere else. They're just horrible.
Yeah, and they got larvae in your wound, right?
And they emerge from the wound in your arm.
Yeah, flies flying out of your wound. Nice.
Horrid.
Didn't they used to put maggots on, like in World War I? Put maggots on wounds because they eat the dead flesh, right?
Yes,
yeah,
that's correct. Yeah. And it wasn't just, I think it was prior to World War I too. Like,
well, did those bugs save her?
Maybe.
It's
funny they didn't mention it, and you'd think she would know about it.
Yeah.
She wrote an autobiography.
That's a good question.
Yeah. So this whole truck thing came out of nowhere for me.
Yeah.
I saw you posted a picture of a new Toyota Tacoma. How long has it been since you last bought yourself a vehicle?
When we lived in Logan Lake together. No. I mean, we bought a Venture and a Astro. And
these are like family cars, though, right?
Yeah.
And you didn't really drive them much. Oh, I guess you did.
Well, I did, but I never. I think of this one more as my vehicle because I think it was only this year. Susan said, you should buy because obviously I said I should get a new vehicle because I was using Lucy's car and Susan's car and my truck wasn't running and I was pretty sure that was kind of the end of that one. So she said, oh, well, she started looking and you should buy a Toyota Tacoma because they are the highest rated resale value this time. And since then, I didn't ever go looking for any, but since then, I noticed every Toyota whatever going by me or that I'm walking by.
Yeah,
every one.
That phenomenon, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that one. Oh, yeah.
You got your Tundras and Tacomas.
Yeah. And, of course, there's the 4Runners. And, Then just all of a sudden, I found this on Marketplace. Go look. And it's a 2014, but it only had 107,000 K on it.
Which is great.
Which is very low.
Yeah.
And she suggested it, and I think I bought it within 2 days or something. That's that story.
How much?
18.5.
Okay. What's a new one cost?
I had no idea.
35 or 40?
But you see, they were sort of going between 13 and 29.
Yeah,
they
I
were
said,
some were high. It just all happened.
I got all excited when I heard about it.
Did you take it for a test drive?
I did, but only it was over in West Van, halfway up the hill on 21st, and so all I did really was just go up the hill, just make sure that it did that. I sensed that it's going to be whatever on the highway, right? A
hill's always the hardest thing. Right?
Yeah, and I just tootled around. It was fine. There's no rust on it. I think it said one owner on the ad, and then I find out going through the papers that there was a couple of owners and it had been in an accident, but I didn't even ask them about an accident, right? I wasn't a very good buyer.
Is it 4-wheel drive?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was all excited.
Yeah.
Just that mileage, and then I got to look at it. I looked at the pictures because he told me it was in Facebook, so I went and looked in Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
The thing just looks like a brand new vehicle. It's just as clean as anything. 107,000 kilometers. It's an 11-year-old car.
Is it super smooth on the freeway?
Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah, so that's the whole accident thing. It really only comes into play if the frame's been bent.
Yeah.
Or if there's some future rust, I suppose.
And it has heat in it, which is something new for me.
Does it have a gas gauge?
It has a gas gauge and doesn't go down very fast. And it has air conditioning and it has a CD player.
And Bluetooth.
And Bluetooth. We actually used to try out the telephone and everything. Oh my God, I'm in the 21st century here, boys.
I'm telling you, RJ, I got in that thing.
Yeah.
And I said, come on, let's start it up. Because I just want to hear it run, right? So we started up. First off, the engine, there's no ticking, there's no clicking or clacking.
No.
It's just like a sewing machine, just absolutely smooth.
And also there's no...
No, it just immediately... You turn on the air, it is instantly blowing cold.
Oh, nice.
Like not 3 or 4 minutes later like my Prius.
Yeah.
Just right away it's blowing cold. The headlights are crystal clear. They're not clouded like mine, right? Look underneath. There's no rust anywhere that you can see on your hands and knees in the frame underneath. None. There's none in the body anywhere. You look for any kind of dings. You have to look along reflected surfaces. There's a couple that are like the size of a dime, a little tiny little, like a door ding level thing.
Yep.
I mean, it's like there's some stains on the seat. Somebody spilled coffee in the seat at some point. And then other than that, it just looks like a brand new vehicle.
It's rear-wheel drive, is it?
Yep.
Yeah. Because, pickups since time immemorial were rear-wheel drive.
Yeah.
And that means you can go out and have some fun in the snow then.
That's right. Earning wheelies.
KJ, do you have any WD-40?
I do.
Handy? Is it quick and easy to get to?
Yeah.
Can you grab one?
Yeah, for what?
Just for my next segment.
Okay.
Are you going to snort WD-40? Is that what the straws for?
I have a collection.
You can grab one or two if you want. We really just need one.
Oh, there's a straw still attached. It's a little one.
Okay, you got another one without a straw?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, just grab it.
He's being very mysterious. Katie's over. This actually is a man cave. He's over in the tool area.
There you go. I'm not going to spray anything. Okay, so we got a couple WD-40 cans. Well, this one is not typical because it's new, and so it therefore still has the straw. One is more typical in that it's old and there is no straw. It's missing. What do you do? Half the time do you just say, I don't care. I don't have a straw. I'll just spray it.
Oh, that's usually what I do.
Yeah,
and
depending.
The little guy's probably been used quite a bit, except I just never took the straw.
Yeah. Well, you know that thing about the labels in the shirts?
Yeah.
You know, I had another discovery. Because
Yes.
what happened was, once again, I went out to get some lubricant. It wasn't WD-40, but it was some lithium. And I really needed the straw because I'm doing hinges and I don't want to just spray all over the garage door. So kind of frustrating. So it occurs to me that I should check Amazon.
Yeah.
And on Amazon for $10, you can get 50 of these little straws.
Straws.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm thinking
$10?
Yeah. So I'm thinking problem solved, man. All I do is I enter this in my little database of where I keep things, because otherwise you're just going to lose the pack of 50, right? And then so I take it and I
go into the abyss.
I go walking around to all my WD-40 cans with my thing of straws. I'm all excited.
So you bought them?
Yeah, I bought them. Yeah. And the first can that I went to was a new can, and it had on the side of its little cap, it had a slot, and the straw was kept in the slot, so that you can always put it back into that slot, right?
As that one has, it's scotch taped onto it, right?
Yeah. Well, the thing is that now I'm going around putting straws in all these cans, but the very first WD-40 can I get to, I'm thinking, wait a minute, this off-brand thing had a slot in the lid. Why does not WD-40 have a slot in the lid? Do they want us to lose the straws? And so I looked at the lid, and there it is. In every can, sorry to do this to you, in every can of WD-40 that you ever buy is a slot.
Okay.
And there, well, this one, sorry. And there it is.
Who knew?
Now we're done. So every time now that you buy your 18th can of this, immediately, and when you're done, put the lid back on, put the thing in.
You know what I always do? I carefully save the tape. I peel the tape back, get the straw out, use it, and then I put it back in and carefully put the tape back over.
And you
it
think
again.
that little slot thing is on the top of the big caps too?
Yeah, it's on top of the big ones too.
I don't know.
It's on top of all of them. Now, when I was buying the straws, someone said, oh, by the way, the brand new WD-40s, the straw size is different, but this one's new and it looks like a standard size straw. So
I don't know how new that is.
I'm still kind of boggled at the idea that there's a market for replacement WD-40 straws.
I was sick and tired of having to
listen to you.
50 packs.
Listen to you.
You gotta
Like
go
50
walk
packs,
around.
yeah.
You got like 18 of them, and you go find the one that still has a straw. You pull it off, and you put it on the one you need, which in my case was lithium grease.
Maybe we should explore what your annual consumption of WD-40 is and what the hell are you doing with it? Do you have just a whole garage full of tiny
I don't know how this
devices?
happened. I do know how it happened. Like when Sue's mom died, that's where we got a whole bunch more tape measures, a whole bunch more WD-40s. And so we already had too many, and then we got even more. But anyway.
But the only time it's relevant at all is if you're actually going to use it.
Yeah.
Well, so do you use a lot of, like, I got WD-40 at my house. If I use it twice a year, I'd be shocked.
Yeah. We use it maybe 2, 3, 4 times a year.
So now you have, like...
They tell you not to use it in some things, right? Like
Yeah. Gums up
They
the
like
worst.
to tell you that it's
salad
not
bowls.
that it's actually not a lubricant.
Salad bowls.
It's actually not a lubricant.
Yeah, it's a solvent of some sort.
Yeah, it's a solvent, right? So it causes the gunk that's slowing everything up to go away, and so you can get away with it as a lubricant, but then after a while
You want to
dries up.
rinse it with actual lubricant at some point.
Once every 2 or 3 years, Sue sprays a plug-in wall clock, really old one. She sprays it with the WD-40, and it just hums for another couple of years.
Well, maybe you should just spray in some olive oil.
We've tried. Yeah, we've tried different lubricants, and you read about this, and there's Clockmaker's lubricant. Very, very specific. And I don't know if that's...
Well, you get that, or 3-in-1 oil would do it. Like, spray it with that crap and then rinse it off with 3-in-1 or something.
So anyway, I run around the house and I put every single straw, all my new straws, I
just don't even know how to feel.
I still got 30 or 40 of them left.
I don't even know how to feel about that. The fact that you not only do you order them and never, ever are going to use nearly all of them, but you went and loaded every can you got.
You want
with
some?
I'll
bring some over.
Jesus. Holy cow.
I think you should go down to Rob's and with your trench coat and say, you want to buy it.
And a straw?
Yeah.
That's
just quarter each.
That's 100% you, RJ. That is really... And then, no doubt, there is an entry in the spreadsheet someplace for where the other 40 of those are stored.
There is.
Of course there is.
Yeah.
Jesus. That's very good. That's an excellent one.
And that reminds me of yet another recent topic. It's a little bit of a sad topic, but for you guys, has the term lifetime supply changed in its meaning?
Yes, sadly.
Yeah.
Because the horizon is a lot nearer than it used to be.
Like you're buying socks when you're young.
Yeah.
You're going, I'll buy these few socks and, over time I'll just replace them, I have like 8 lifetime supplies of socks at this point.
Yeah.
I bought way too many short white ones and
like the ones I'm wearing. Yeah.
Hey, me too. I never wear these.
I wear them all the time.
Not quite as short as yours, Skinny.
Yeah.
I wear them all the time. But yes, there are many more products. For instance, if I were to go to Costco tonight and pick up a gallon of olive oil, it's probably a lifetime supply. I use
because you don't use much olive oil. Yeah, it's the same.
Or,
Well, yeah. I'm sure when we bought our first Costco membership, we bought one of those, I would say 6x6 boxes of yellow highlighter.
Yeah.
Well,
how did they not dry out?
There's one of them right there.
Yeah.
And I swear that's 20 years ago. And we still have, most of the box still lying around someplace. And I actually highlight stuff now and then.
When I moved out from the most recent of my many marriages in 2010, one of the things I bought was a roll of that plastic film that you get at Costco to wrap things with.
Yeah.
I finished using it, I believe, before last Christmas or just after. So like 14 years I used that thing for. And now I've bought another one, lifetime supply.
Lifetime supply, yeah.
I mean, and it is hard to not think of it because my place, unlike you guys who are the masters of order, my place is just full of clutter and crap everywhere. And it's stuff like that. Every time I buy a roll of things like that, I just think, well, that's probably something somebody else is going to have to get rid of one day.
Got a project coming up. I got to head over to Home Depot and get a tape measure.
Yeah. Yeah. And a multi-driver, just for good measure. Measure, get it? No, it's that whole thing. It's hard not to be morbid at this particular stage.
No, well, Susan, she's talking about the lake, or she's talking about anything, right? And she says, we can be pretty confident that, we're here for the next 10 years. Like, there's a lot of, we're good for the next 10 years. Let's just keep that in mind. And I'm thinking, okay. Because then we're 80, right?
Yeah.
Or coming up to it.
We did hear the remark earlier in today's session about the relative rates of aging and how the ages
that's right.
between 69 and 79 is pretty much status quo. Everything's good.
I better start exercising.
You just hit the deck when you're 80. You just... But really more and more, for me, it's tomorrow is promised to no man.
Got some AI corner material here.
I see that.
Yeah.
So listeners, you need to send us notes if we've just AI'd you today.
Yeah, if we're doing too much AI. I think there will be a percentage of our listeners who are not particularly happy with AI.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, I think that every session we should have a little AI, drop in AI.
I tend to think our listening audience and every listening audience should be morbidly obsessed with AI, actually.
Yeah.
Pros and cons.
Yeah, there's some pros.
I think this next one is more a con than a pro.
Okay.
Lay it on us.
And then I have another one that's more of a pro than a con.
Nice.
Oh, so do we want good news or bad news?
Good news?
I got a couple too.
Oh, my God.
Good news or bad news?
I've been successfully ignoring
Not
the
even
march,
looking for them.
the march of AI as I attempt to build my little bubble of happiness. But okay.
Good news is there's a site called the Bullshit Remover.
Okay.
And it's behind the scenes. It's AI, the type of AI that most people know about, like ChatGPT, called an LLM. That's the generic name for the ChatGPTs of the world, large language model.
Oh.
It's able to deal with a large number of words and, I guess, large bits of text and stuff. So the Bullshit Remover is pretty fun, actually. I recently renewed my Fido membership. I did not a contract, but changed my plan.
Okay.
And then they sent me the really long terms and conditions.
The one I always complain about that the normal person could never understand even if they did read them.
And we all don't read them. I read terms and conditions when I buy a car, from a brand new car. But anyway, very rarely. So you got your Bullshit Remover, and I just take a section because it wouldn't accept the whole thing. There's a length limit. Take a section from the terms and conditions, put it in the Bullshit Remover, and it just says everything that you want to know about what you just read. Like, you can actually now process these contracts you never read. Just pop them in the Bullshit Remover, and it gives you the highlights. And, can it be wrong? Yes, because these AIs can make mistakes.
Thank you. That was my next question.
But the fact that you're not going to read it at all means at least it's giving you way more information than you would have had otherwise.
That's a fun thing, though, isn't it? Because when you don't know anything about it, you don't take any action around it at all.
Yeah.
Now you're going to get told something about it, and it might inspire you to take some action, like I'm going to throw this away or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
And you are at risk of making a mistake because the thing might have given you.
And in theory, there's these lemon laws that allow you to always get out of a contract within the first 7 or 14 days.
Yeah.
So, if you did discover something crazy in there, like, you can't bring your own phone to this plan. It has to be a Fido phone. It's just something like weird like that. Then you at least can back out of it. But it's kind of fun, too, because I asked it, so what model are you based on? Because I know that behind the scenes, these are all from the big 4 AI companies. And it gives me some kind of weasel answer. And I said, okay, so are you Claude? It says, yes, I am Claude. So Claude is by a company called Anthropic. Right? They're a competitor to the ChatGPT, which is made by, AI somebody, I forget. And what was really fun, then I went to the ChatGPT site and I got a blurb off there. I took that blurb and I put it in the Bullshit Remover. And its translation was bullshit. Like, because the Claude guys take pride in caring about humanity and societal impacts of AI. And the ChatGPT guys are just making money. And so this Bullshit Remover actually had an editorial view of
ChatGPT's position.
Yes, exactly. Jeez. So then I took the exact same text that I had fed it, and I removed ChatGPT's company name, and I put in Anthropic. And I removed the words ChatGPT, and I put in the words Claude, and I sent it into the Bullshit Remover, and it gave a number of points, really good points about Claude and Anthropic. So this thing's tuned to play up itself and to, anyway, I thought that was pretty
That is just, first thing I want to say, that's the second in this session that is all you. RJ, you're the only guy that I know that would even think about doing any of that stuff, which
I hang out on tech
forums
forums and stuff. So
yeah, but that's very interesting. And in general, more knowledge. So Bullshit Detector, very good. If you're going to get more information about the agreements you're actually signing, that I think on the whole is good, assuming that the error level's pretty low.
Yeah, and you can put any text in there too.
Yeah. The bad news is that whole thing about how they are going to install editorials that support their product.
Part of it is fun because they took a summarization engine, which are pretty common now, and then they added attitude to it. So they tuned up the attitude, which makes it fun because it uses the term bullshit quite often if it seems like marketing speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi. How you doing?
Susan.
Hi, Richard.
But he
Hey, Ben.
announced you
It's
already.
been a long time.
Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, good.
Congratulations on your win,
Oh, thank you.
your bronze medal.
Yeah, my bronze.
Oh,
Here it
you're
is.
wearing it. Yay, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's great. Did you see Kevin's new truck?
I did. I haven't seen it in person, but I saw a photo of it and we talked all about it. I understand you had a key part in finding the ad and
I've been looking for a year.
Yeah.
But everybody wants a truck, and trucks are expensive now.
so expensive. Well, Kevin's going to actually use it for things that trucks are useful for.
Well, yeah, and so will Dylan, my son.
Yeah.
He needs a truck, and me too.
Dylan, wait.
I thought he had a truck.
Time out.
He does, but it's
I think you should drive it around.
me.
Yeah, raise the seat up high and do the whole attitude thing with your arm, yeah? And just drive up and down Granville Street at night or something.
I think I will.
Yeah.
Pick up women.
Yes. All right. See you, Susan. Good
See
to
you
see
later.
you. Yep. And then this is the downside. My bad news part of LLMs is that all those spam messages that you get, people try and trick you into doing stuff. And one of the worst of them is called the pig butchering scam, where, you pretend to be a hot, beautiful woman from overseas. You accidentally text message someone, and then you hope to trick them into getting a relationship. It's a long con. You build a relationship over months even, and then that's when you bring up that your mother's been going to the hospital and she's going to die without $100,000 or something like so. That's the long con. So anyway, I don't know about you guys, but I always get these messages about once a day or two now.
I don't think I get them that often, but I've definitely seen them. For me, they come through either WhatsApp or WeChat.
Yep.
And they're just a thing that, and you're quite right. The thing that you receive is familiar, and you're supposed to believe that it was sent to you by mistake. Somebody's
Yes.
mistranscribed a number.
So that's intro to the actual conversation that I had, because I like to have, not always, but maybe once every month, I'll just start texting them and trying to waste their time.
Really?
So this person, I'm going to assume it's a she, could be a they, but I'm going to say it's a she. Well, actually, I'm going to say it's a she. She starts off, "Hello, I miss our adventures together." Little smiley face with a couple little things over the eyes.
Yeah.
Just a text, right?
Yeah. Just a text message. She says, "Hello, I miss our adventures together." I reply, "Weren't those amazing times?" She goes, "It's me, Lily. Is this Diana, right?"
Yeah.
And I go, "Lily, it's been so long."
Jesus, RJ.
And she goes,
How do you have time for this when you're doing tech
"I'm
nerdy stuff?"
retired." She says, "Oh, I apologize. I entered the wrong number. Hope you forgive me. I hope it didn't bother you." And I go, "What are the odds? I'm Diana and Lily is my good friend." Because she said, "It's me. Is this Diana, right?"
He's just,
And she goes,
like, he stays up late at night thinking about
and
stuff
she
like
goes,
this.
"Thank you very much for taking the matter so beautiful and friendly." That's the come on part.
Yeah.
A little bit. "But by the way, I'm Lily from Chicago. And about you?" I go, "I'm Diana from Minneapolis. Maybe I can have two Lilies as friends? Question mark, question mark.
Jesus.
It's
Too
awful.
great.
She goes, "What are you saying? This is me now. My good friend Lily, and now you also Lily! Exclamation point, exclamation point." She goes, "Diana is my friend, but what is your name?" I go, "I'm also Diana. That is why this is so cool." Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point.
He goes
nice.
3.
"What is your name?" She says. "Diana Kelly. Yours?" "Are you joking with me?" She says. "Heavens no, just amazed at the coincidence." She says, "You are a very strange person." I say,
So this is fun.
"I've been called many things, and I guess strange is probably one of them. But don't you think that the odds are super low for you contacting me as Diana, and it turns out I am Diana? And not only that I have a good friend named Lily?" She goes, "What do you mean?"
Oh, this is great.
I say, probabilities. I say, "I see you have an Alberta area code." She's from Chicago.
Yeah.
"Are you visiting there from Chicago?" And she says, "And that's when I bought this number. And since then, I've been using this number for my business. I travel once every 6 months for my business. The last time I went to Alberta, Canada for my business, I was there for 2 weeks." And then at this point, I'm so disappointed because I think this is one of the early uses of
It is, for sure.
a bot.
The way that went.
So I think I'm yanking somebody's chain, and it's me who's chain is yanked because this person is not even a human. You get after a while, she's just answering things in an odd way. She introduces herself as Lily when she's already told me she's Lily. Stuff like that.
Yes, and asks you your name after you've already told her, I think, twice that your name is Diana.
Yeah, and she doesn't understand what are the odds. She doesn't know what that means.
No, that's too bad. It's interesting though. And then towards the end, just goes back to the script anyways. The script is, I travel nearby you. We should in our fantasies plan to meet.
She's got, and I think part of that script was me spotting that her number wasn't a Chicago number. And so the grammar's all pretty good. So that's the downside. Like in the past, these scams would be someone from India or maybe in the early days from Russia, a lot of Eastern European ones. And you could really see the accents right in their words. You could spot typos, grammar errors, extra spaces, spelling errors. Like now you have to be more vigilant, and people, I've even heard about one where I don't know how common this is, probably not common, but it started apparently as they will call you up and keep you on the phone for a while, taking all the voice prints from you. Ooh. And then they know your elderly mother or grandmother. Ooh. And then they're going to call her and use your voice to say, I'm stuck here in the Amazon.
Yeah, I've just fallen out of a
plane. I got some larvae in my wound, and they're not going to let me go in the hospital here unless you come up with $100,000. And that's all done with the person's voice.
Yeah,
so,
that's quite horrible. And there's a connection here too that goes all the way back to an episode where you showed us long ago, completely artificial faces that look completely
real.
Yeah, they look real.
Yeah.
As human faces, and you just kind of think those faces will soon speak with familiar voices and stuff like that. It just gets worse and worse.
So that's my two AI segments.
Well, Lucy was in the other night. She is working as an assistant to an executive producer on a feature in town and learning lots of things. But she says in the conversation, she said, oh, we should just ask ChatGPT. And so she sort of demonstrated it for me. So I don't know what she calls her. Maybe let's say she calls her Chat.
Okay.
But Chat is very today kind of woman like Lucy, right? Talking in her vernacular and everything.
Right? So she has a flavor of Chat.
Yeah. So Lucy pays $4 a month, I think, whatever. Mm-hmm. If it's Chat, if it's that one. But she said, "Hey, Chat. Oh, hi, Lucy. I'm sitting with my dad right now. Can you explain?" He doesn't quite understand ChatGPT. Can you explain it to him? And so Chat goes on. But Lucy says she goes into a meeting, like an in-person meeting, and she says, I'll take notes. She puts her phone on record.
Yep.
The whole thing is recorded. She translates that into text, puts it into ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will organize.
Yeah, weed out all the crap. She'll do the editing for us.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but it'll say, okay, you guys talked about, and like bullet points of the whole of and I just thought that's crazy amazing.
That's crazy.
And the other one was she got a ride in a Tesla, and not in the back of a Tesla, like Ubers are usually Tesla or often Teslas, but she was in the front. And I guess she was, I don't know, just maybe looking at the screen and on self-drive. And I didn't know that I didn't know they all had that. And so the screen shows you vehicle, person, like it says as you're moving forward, right? And she said somewhere, I'm sure you can find this on the internet, is that it can see ghosts.
Yes.
In the Tesla. And I thought, now that's fascinating.
Like someone's claiming it can see real ghosts.
Tesla can see it.
Okay.
These cameras can see,
which basically means it'll display on the screen an icon that doesn't match your visual.
Right.
Yeah. I just think that's
kind of interesting.
There's just, I don't know. There's
it'd be fun to see.
Little short film about that for sure.
Well, it'd be fun to see if it was always a mailbox or a shrub or a fence post or a parked bike or what the hell is it that it is?
Ghost.
Or just
a ghost.
An absolute ghost, Because it could be a ghost.
Could be.
Yeah.
Debbie Downer.
Such a cynic. Debbie Downer is right.
Really?
What, are you guys in favor of ghosts? You want Teslas to see ghosts?
I don't believe in ghosts because I've never seen one. I would
Well,
love
so if you see one in a Tesla, are you going to switch all your stripes or what?
I might start inquiring a little bit closer. Who knows what I'll do, Skinny? None of your business.
Exactly.
Debbie.
That's the
Debbie Downer.
That's the correct answer. None of your business yet. Troll. Just speaking of AI, we did get mail from Naomi on episode 26. We've got some nerve,
Which feeds right into our bot.
which I think that Naomi is a bot.
Yes.
And the thing was basically, I like the intergenerational communication and similarity in this episode. And you sort of think, who writes that? Nobody writes
in
that.
a sense, you did.
Why?
Because I went back and read the blurb, and she picked all that stuff up from the blurb.
Oh, okay.
Even the word episode is in the blurb. This episode, blah blah, and we have intergenerational, and so clearly, like this is like a summarization bot, and it's
Yeah.
got a purpose. It's always a woman.
Oh.
Why? Because us guys are the dumb ones.
Yeah.
Typically.
Yeah,
And
fair.
and there's an email address attached to her?
Yeah, ours.
Well-
I don't know.
Well, that's the thing is, yeah.
Can you send back?
Well, I certainly we could go on our own site and comment on her comment.
Yeah.
So would they be scanning those, or can we pick up her email? Maybe, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but
I
I
didn't do
do think this is a thing where they
They just go on our website and they don't have an email. They just type right into our website.
there's comments on our site.
Oh, I see.
Sometimes we get the email versions where people email us, and we've been receiving one of those every couple weeks or so.
Yeah.
And they often will talk about your blog because they
Yes.
don't realize it's a podcast.
But you would think that there must be some scammy purpose.
Oh yeah.
And then, so
I'm
if
99% sure.
so, then the question then becomes, well, how would that work? Like somebody's gone to the website, somebody has used a bot on our website to send us some remark about one of the episodes, and it may or may not have a return email address depending on how it was done. So how does that then
Exactly.
turn into a profit-making enterprise for the other end? I don't know.
Good question.
You got some snappers there, Mo?
Only two. Okay, the first one is boys caca. This came up in the Tyee, and it's the article was the origins of language and how it shaped our world. And this is the first thing. 6,000 years ago, a small group of herders near the Black Sea had a word for excrement, caca. They also had a word for filth, P-U-H, pronounced poo with a kind of huff at the end.
Wow.
Poo. Poo.
I get it.
The article is about this group of,
It's humans.
and Neanderthals have gone a little bit before that, right?
I think so.
Anyway, it just says that this group of people sort of started the basis of a ton of languages in Eastern Europe.
Oh.
I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah,
That-
so some kind of linguist has some magical way of backwards tracking.
I
to
don't. Maybe this article suggests that.
But I believe it because it's so easy to say. Maybe early words are going to be the big ones. Something for water, something for poop, something for
Mama.
and dada.
And taxi.
Yeah.
Okay, that was it. That was caca. And the other one is Trump launches next round of third country deportations with new flight to Eswatini.
Ooh, I haven't heard that one.
Eswatini.
Eswatini?
I heard
Yeah.
South
Swa-
Sudan was
It's probably
the last one.
Swaziland or something like that.
Good one, Skinny.
Eswatini? What is that Trump's
It's a-
pronunciation?
No,
of it?
no, it's a country, Eswatini. It's landlocked and completely surrounded by South Africa. I think it is Swaziland.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, interesting.
Eswatini.
That is
But
nice.
I had
got it.
never heard of it before.
I haven't heard of it either. I thought somebody just mangled the pronunciation.
Country in southern Africa. Landlocked country bordered by South Africa on all sides except the northeast, where it shares a border with Mozambique, known by its former official name, Swaziland.
Oh,
and
it
the
was
king
Swaziland.
of
It
Swaziland.
was, yeah.
Jeez,
You didn't-
that's
yeah, he
wild.
said that.
I thought he was just checking.
No.
That's all I had in my little, and there it was gone.
I got one more thing if you want to hear it.
Let's do it.
When I was a young man, 21, I went to Europe on my own. I went down to Portsmouth and I saw Admiral Nelson's flagship, the Victory. Toured it, thought it was fantastic, just super good. So when we were there recently, Dale and I decided to tour that ship again. And it's under extensive repair because it's just basically rotting away.
And sitting on the water? Or
No, it's in a dry
water?
dock,
Okay.
and water's been getting into it and rotting. So they've been working on it. It was kind of fascinating because you get an inside look at how the thing's built when they start tearing it apart to replace rotten parts,
Yeah.
right? But as the tour went on, and it was an audio tour this time instead of a guy, and I really liked it because, like we talked about earlier, you can go at whatever pace you want. But at some point, I did end up talking to a human because the audio had mentioned there's 104 guns in that ship, and each one of those guns weighs about 3 tons. They're just huge. And one of the reasons that this thing has been struggling is it's collapsing under its own weight. They've had to redo the support stuff.
Yep.
And so I got thinking, well, all of these guns, and the human I spoke to says, yes, a lot of these that you see here on the gun decks are made, they're fiberglass replicas. There's only 2 or 3 on here that are still actually
From the original.
iron. Yeah, because they would have taken and melted the other ones down, A, to preserve the ship, and B, to feed the war effort, because that thing went into dry dock in 1922. So that meant that when I saw it all those years ago, I didn't realize that nearly all the guns in there were fake.
Oh, even back then.
Yeah, they faked them out right away because they knew that it was going to be not manageable to have all that metal weight in there.
Right on the war
I
effort.
thought that was kind of fun. I was just totally fooled. Can't say I would really wholeheartedly recommend touring that now because it is so broken up by the repairs.
Yeah.
We also toured the Mary Rose, which was the jewel of the fleet in Henry VIII's day. And it sank in rough weather off Portsmouth in, I think, 1545 or something like that. Just foolish, right? They were in a battle and they cut hard to one side with the lower gun ports open. And as they leaned over too far, water just came in. They went down with everybody and everything. And they found it again 1836, and then they found it again sometime in the 2000s. And they've raised the whole thing up and turned it onto its side, and they've got a whole museum. And we spent, I bet, 3 hours in there, and my brain was just full when we came out.
Yeah.
They've got all these displays. They've got human remains. They've got all the equipment that the ship's carpenter, the ship's doctor, the ship's armorer, all these specialist guys would have had, clothing that regular sailors would have, because it all just went down with the ship. Longbows that they used, all this stuff. Highly do recommend that one if you're ever there.
And well preserved because it was under the water.
Just went into mud. Just sank into the mud. Top half of the ship disappeared. The bottom half, like lengthwise half, went into the mud, and all of that was just beautifully preserved.
Wow.
And when they hauled it all out, they first laid it on its side for several years while they worked on it, right? To get the value of whatever was in it. And then they put it up end on as though the ship had been cut in half lengthwise.
Right.
Because
So
that top part would have rotted away.
Yeah, the top half of the ship lengthwise rotted away.
Yeah.
It's really a very excellent
Well, that's cool.
thing. Yeah, so if you're ever there, just do that. It's
Near
pretty fun.
Portsmouth?
It's in Portsmouth, yeah. Really cool. So there. Oh, and we also stayed at the famous White Hart Inn in St. Albans. I was told to pronounce it Albans. Anyway, 1470 that thing was built. Cromwell visited there. There's not a straight line in the place. All the floors are uneven. A lot of places you had to stoop to go from one room to the other because the ceilings are all low. And you can just go stay in this place like a regular hotel. And it's just, it clearly was built in 1470.
I stayed in St. Albans when I went to Dylan's graduation.
Did you?
St. Albans Hotel.
Ah. Did you happen to
cheap
go
hotel.
to the oldest pub in England that is in St. Albans, which is the reason we went there?
No, I'm making a joke. I stayed in a hotel that's probably built in the 50s.
Oh, okay.
It was called St. Albans.
Anyway, there are about 10 pubs in England that all claim to be the oldest pub in England, and that's one of them. It was cool. It's a very nice neighborhood spot. It's right near the site of the Roman city that St. Albans grew out of. Super cool. We've come to the end. It's a beautiful summer day. We got other things to do. Buddy's going to wake up any minute and disturb our peace anyway, which is his job. We hope that you're going to take care of yourselves until we talk again, because that's our full plan. Shout out to everybody, guys on the tour that might be listening to this, especially, because they might be new listeners. Take care of yourselves. We'll talk soon.